So Nigel, tell us about the last few days, mate.
Pretty epic, pretty exciting. Some really good climbing, some good exposure. Certainly the Matterhorn being, for me personally, the greatest part of the week to summit. But I think we've had some excellent climbing as well, particularly today here on the ridge and the first day down over a roller. Just learning new things for me, learning new techniques, where to put my feet, how to use my body. That's been massively important to me. And just a superb time. Great to be out in the Alps, great to be out working with Andy Perkins, who's just been teaching me so much, been very patient, understanding, and understanding as well, I'm still learning about my injuries. I'm still learning about how my feet and hands react in the mountains even after 11 years. So that's something new to me and something that I can take back with me and continue to learn every day.
How did the Matterhorn go? Just tell us about the day.
The ascent was very interesting. The start was a little Le Mans, and burst out the door and go as fast as you can. And we came to the fabled fixed ropes, of course, which I had been worrying about for a long time, purely because of my hands. But lots of help on the rope there to get up those. And then just this idea and having to get into your head the fact of it will be busy, there will be fast people, there will be log jams on the route, which I did expect, and yes, there absolutely were. There were times as well when I thought, I am not going to do this. And we continued and we just kept going and we kept going, and I really kept thinking, I will not get up this hill. And the dawn broke, crampons on, headlamps off, and to actually go up those final few yards and to get onto that summit, Swiss and Italian, was very, very special. In fact, it brought a few tears to me, purely because it is a classic alpine peak. It's been a while since I've managed to climb anything to the top without having been thrown off by the weather or anything else. And the view off the summit is spectacular, absolutely awe-inspiring. The descent down, of course, was slightly different. It's very, very hard work for me with my injuries, and my style isn't the greatest. And it took quite a long time to get down, 7 hours compared to the 5 hours up.
And how do you think that your style of ascent, or your, well, let's put it this way, do you think that, how did your lack of digits affect your climbing the Matterhorn compared to people who have got full fingers and toes?
I don't think as much as I might think it does. I more mentally suffer with it, I think, than do physically. I do suffer with the feet slightly because of having to wear boots where I've got nothing up the first 2 inches, so at times I am standing on a little bit of thin air. And I can't reach, excuse me, the same, or I can't feel that I can reach the same mentally sometimes when I'm putting my feet down. That confidence factor is still something I've got to keep working on even after all these years. And I think that's the biggest thing, pure physically as well, that certainly my calf muscles have never been the same since my accident, and that's just one of those things I have to accept. And it's just keeping that confidence, I think, is my biggest issue, more actually than the physical injuries themselves.
And what about today? How's today been compared to the Matterhorn? We've been on a mountain called the Couronne de Briona. Same grade in theory, of course, but
yes.
how's it been compared to the Matterhorn?
Thankfully considerably less ascent and descent, but the actual ridge has at times scared the daylights out of me, I've got to be honest. It's been superbly exposed. Thankfully the sun is starting to dry it out a little bit, but it's just such a range of technical different moves, exposure, down climbing, then up, then down, then up, and it really has made me think. And it's one of those things where it's very easy to lose your focus, and you mustn't. It's very easy to say it doesn't matter, and it does. And it's really made me consider points of how to hold, how to down climb, where I can actually hold something where I don't think confidently I can do it, yet physically it's fine, and getting over that step again.
What do you think will be next for you in the mountains generally, in the Alps specifically, or the mountains generally?
Well, the mountains generally, it would probably be Scotland. I shall be doing my usual winter exploits up there, and possibly some skiing in Austria. For big mountains, that's a question I have to ask myself yet and answer, which will probably be answered by the end of the year.